So we're going to start talking logarithms and learning how to calculate pH. A lot of it you can do without a calculator, but then the more complicated ones, you're going to need a calculator. First of all, what does log mean? Log, all it means is that what power is 10 raised to? If we're talking about log base 10, which is what we're doing in this class, we're just saying, we say the log of something, we're just saying what power is the 10 raised to. So if you've got a 10 to the minus 3 and they're telling you log of this, so they're saying, okay, what power is it raised to? It's raised to minus 3. So the answer would be minus 3. Okay? Now, log of 1 is 0. So we ignore it. Okay? So if you have 1 times 10 to the minus 3, that's your hydronium ion concentration. Let's say that's your hydronium ion concentration, 1 times 10 to the minus 3. And I tell you that the pH is minus the log of 1 times 10 to the minus 3. Okay, so ignore the 1, don't do anything with it, it's 0. The log of 10 to the minus 3 is minus 3, but minus 3 is 3. So if you have a solution that has a hydronium ion concentration of 1 times 10 to the minus 3, its pH is 3. Okay? Minus the log of the hydronium ion concentration. Now, we already said that anything below 7 is acidic, right? So, yep, this is definitely acidic. And remember how we said that if the hydronium ion concentration is greater than 1 times 10 to the minus 7, it's acidic. Yep, this is a bigger number than 1 times 10 to the minus 7. Okay, so if I give you easy hydronium ion concentrations, meaning with just a 1, the pH is super easy figuring it out. You can do it in your head. So easy ones. Hydronium ion concentration is 1 times 10 to the minus 6 molar. Hydronium ion concentration is 1 times 10 to the minus 11 molar. Easy, right? What would the pH be? Just ignore the ones. It's the pH of 1, pH log of 1 is 0. You just look at this. What is 10 raised to minus 6 minus 6? This one would have a pH of 6. Minus 11, this would have a pH of 11. Okay, this solution, acidic or basic, it's lower than 7, it is acidic. This solution, acidic or basic, higher than 7, it's basic. This one is very basic because it's a lot higher than 7. This one is just a little under 7, but it's 10 times more acidic than 7. So it's definitely acidic, but it's not as acidic as the pH of 3 or pH of 1 or pH of 2. You get the idea here? Now, if you have a more complicated one where instead of you having a 1, you have an actual number that is bigger than 1. So let's say the hydronium ion concentration is 2.2 times 10 to the minus 5 molar. Okay, so it would be 5, a pH of 5, if this was a 1. But this is more than 1, so that means it's more acidic than just 5. If this was a 1, pH would be 5. We're all okay with that, hopefully. But this is going to be more acidic than 5 because this number is more than 1. So we have more hydronium ion than just a 1. So it's going to be 4 point something. So let's do our calculator, okay? And we need to plug it in exactly this way. All right, so this little negative down here in brackets, so negative, and then press the log button. It says log right under the 2, so go negative, and then log, press the log button. You're going to have an open parentheses, it's going to open up, and then you type this number in, 2.2 times 10 caret, the caret, minus 5. So 2.2 times 10 caret, And then the minus is always this little one down here, -5. And then you have to close parentheses. Close parentheses, and then press equals. And you will get a number 4.6575773, big number, a whole bunch of digits here. All right, so this is telling you that you have 2 sig figs. However, this, actually let me give it 3 just because we've been doing 3 for a long time. So this, you look at it and you say, oh, it's got 3 sig figs. So I have to look at this number. The 4 is not counted in the sig figs. The 4 is what represents the exponent. So even though this is a 5, but because this number is more than 1, so this isn't counted in the sig figs. I'm not going to be grading you on sig figs with pH, but I just wanted to tell you the idea behind it. So the rest of the number is 6575. So I'm going to go 658 because the 75, it rounds up. 4.658. That's what the pH is. So this is the 3 sig figs of this number is related to these 3 over here. This relates to the exponent. All right. Okay, and that's how you use a calculator to figure out pH. The only way you're going to become really good at this is if you practice. Okay. So what is this telling you? It's telling you that your solution is acidic. Well, you already knew that. If you looked at this number here, 2.20 times 10 to the minus 5, that number is more than 1 times 10 to the minus 7. So of course it's acidic, but now you can actually figure out the actual pH. Now, if you have the other type of calculator with the EE button, let's turn this on. You do it a little backwards. So this one was exactly this, minus log, open parentheses, you put it in, close parentheses. This one, you actually put the number in first, if I remember correctly. So we're going to put in 2.20 EE -5, minus 5. So you've got this in 2.20 EE -5, minus 5, and the negative is this little small negative with the parentheses. And then you press log. If I can find the log button on this calculator, that would be great. Ah, here it is, this one. I should have practiced this before, guys. Nope, that's not it. Well, you guys are smarter than me with calculators, I suppose. So 2, let me try it again. Or maybe this one, let me try. Nope. Mode. Obviously, I just bought this calculator. I thought I was being really awesome figuring it out, but I should have practiced it before I came. I can't even use this. This is like my worst nightmare as a student coming to class not knowing how to use their calculator. So I'm just gonna ignore this for now. I'll figure it out and I'll tell you in the next video. But I'm really good at this one over here. But I'll figure that one out in the next video. Real quick, so I don't waste too much time here. If you are asked to get pOH, pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So if you know the pH, all you have to do is go 14 minus pH, and you've got the pOH. So if someone tells you the pH is 2, what's the pOH? It'll just be 14 minus 2, and that is 12. Okay? Remember, pOH, like I told you earlier, is minus the log of the hydroxide ion concentration. Okay? pOH honestly isn't used as much, but it is in this chapter and it is in your homework, so you need to know how to do it. This is a nice handy dandy tool. If you have the pH, you can easily get the pOH. If you have the POH, you can easily get the pH. Okay, so I'm going to go and study that ridiculous calculator so that I can come and use it for the next video. And then we'll wrap up the last few topics in this chapter and we'll be all set.